it's Jason with Denwerks. Got something pretty cool today. A 1965 Volkswagen Beetle. Really nice little car, little driver. Actually, a minute ago, if you remembered, that little red one that I just sold, that 66, Randy from Idaho, he was just here a little bit ago. We'll actually put a couple of pictures. We took pictures of the red bug and the white bug together, and he had his Santa hat on. But anyways, he drove it home to Idaho today, and it was actually nice to meet him. And so when I did promise the high bidder on that one that they would get a 12-pack of Brownies caramel root beer. So I'll give a 12-pack on this one too. This is no reserve, and it is 100% going to sell. So if you're interested in it, give me a call and would like to talk to you about it. You know, just ask general questions and everything. So anyways, we'll just start here and walk around it. I'll just show you different things about it in general. Go ahead and start with the headlights. You can see the marker lights work. Headlights, bright lights. And we've got turn signals. Got your right. Actually, that's your left and then your right. Now, I love the bubble headlights on this car. This is, I think 66 was the last year, but to me, Volkswagens, they just look right with these headlights. So we'll just walk here to the front, to the back. You'll see here the headlight housing back behind there, where you can see the little light is in different spots. This one's a little forward, and that one's a little back. You can see here in the light, you can see the roof, and the hood is a little bit different color, and then the driver's fender back there, the shade is off just a little bit. You can't really see it in the sunlight, but like right here, you can see it's just a little off. And I didn't even notice it actually when I first got it actually, but after being around it, I noticed it a little bit more. So we'll just look here in the front. You're gonna see some chipping around the handle here that's been touched up. A lot of little chips and little scratches. It's an honest little bug in general. It's not overly restored or anything like that. It's just a nice little driver. I like the overriders still on it, and I think it's just something that people have kept up through the years and did repairs here and there, and just kept it on the road, which I think is actually pretty cool. It's actually even got the organ. I only have one plate, but it's got the original plates on it from 65. You will see some filler on the car. You can see some little stress cracks right here on the fender in general spots. I won't point out every little spot on the car, but if you see my finger, or I won't mention it, but if you see my finger pointing at something, I'm showing you a scratch or something like that. You can see it's got original wheels on it. 66 had little holes. Here I did put new tires on the front. They're Nankings 165/80 15s, and it's got a different set on the back that were already on it when I got it. You know, the body is actually pretty nice in general, but you'll definitely see some flaws in the paint, you know, just mostly from age in general. The cowl's real good, not rusty down here. Two little tiny bubbles right there. You'll see a couple little paint scratches touched up here and there on the car. You can see along the door edge. Little tiny bubble right there. Again, very, very small. I wouldn't even probably call that a rust pusher. It's just there. New running boards on it that we put on it. I'll put it up on my lift. The rockers are really nice. Quarters are really, really nice. No bubbles down there or any concerns. Window rubber here looks good, but if I was going to keep it for a long time, I would change the felts, because the felt on the other side is ripped off, and you know they're just wearing. I'd probably put new door gaskets on it. This one's not too bad, but there's a little split right there, but just a little bit of age. You'll notice here On the other side, the gasket has a little piece of chrome on it. This one doesn't have it, so that one's for sure been replaced. This one looks like it might have been replaced at some point. The front one looks like an original style. You know, the Deluxe Bugs had a chrome piece of trim across here. And along, I'll show you later, you can see the chrome across the dash there. The door locks don't work. If I get redundant in my videos, just because I can't remember what I'm saying when I'm showing you the interior and different things. But if you look here in the back, fender looks really nice in general. Tail lights are original. You'll see little cracking and stuff in them. The same way with the front turn signals as well. Go ahead and rev it up a little bit. You know, it sounds good. It's been updated with the 1500. We'll show you the engine here in a little bit. Go ahead and do the lights. Got tail lights, brakes. We got your left, and we got our right. You can see here the light is working underneath the license plate. You'll see some area here where the paint's kind of bubbling off a little bit. And a big chip that's been touched up partially. A little scratch there. Probably little micro blisters that the paint came off. You can see some scratching here. Bumpers look pretty good all the way around it. You know, here you can see that discoloration. And again, in the sun, you don't notice it. You can see some little scratches here that have been touched up. Tires are actually really nice all the way around. You can see here a little, it's kind of a little, it's not a crack. I mean, there's a crack in the paint, but it's not full of Bondo or anything like that. It's actually pretty sound. Little scratch there. Again, the bottom of the quarter panel looks good. You can see a big long scratch right here and here. It's just a pretty honest little car. Not perfect by any means, but really nice driver. You can see here little chipping. Look across here, it's cracking a little bit, and it's mostly cracking the paint. There's probably some light filler there. The door looks good. Bigger scratches here. You can see here this roof rack's been on it forever, but it put a little separation, looks like in the door or something like that. It probably caught it or something like that. You see a little tiny little blister there, but overall not too bad. The gutter's all looking really nice shape on both sides. Roof rack is a flat 4. You can see right here, flat 4 roof rack. Definitely older one in general. Take a look at this fender. Right here you can see maybe it got popped down and then pushed back out, but it has a little bit of cracking here in the paint. This cowl looks good, but when I lift and open the hood, you'll see that there was a little bit of damage in this area, and it doesn't take much. And obviously this fender was probably replaced, but there is some wormholes here where someone did a repair down this section. When I put it on my lift, you don't really notice anything in here. It's just when you open the hood, you'll see it, and I'll show you some pictures. You can see some little touch up right there. But hopefully that gives you a good idea of what it looks like in general. You can just see something got splattered on the paint there. You know, it's hopefully you just get a good idea in general. You know, it's a nice little car. It's a car that you can drive around and enjoy right now, and mechanically it's in pretty good shape. We'll go ahead and show you some more stuff about it. Hey, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the interior. I just wanted to mention right off the bat, I don't have keys for the door locks. You know, inside the interior is actually pretty clean. Looks really nice. You can see the seats definitely have some wear. You can see across the seat there. It's kind of cracked there. A little mark there. A little bit of stitching is loose there, but overall, seats are nice. I wouldn't do anything to them. I would just drive them just like this. You can see a little discoloration right there. But overall, they look pretty good. You can see here, I believe this is a deluxe bug. A lot of deluxe ones had the chrome around the windows and the chrome across the dash there. You know, the radio is a Volkswagen, says Volkswagen on it, but I think it's probably an aftermarket radio, obviously with a tape deck, but it does say Volkswagen on it, and it actually does work. We'll show it working here in a little bit. You can see it's got a little package tray. Carpet looks decent, but it does have some age to it. We've been driving it around, so it's a little dirty. You can see some little staining there. We put a new gas pedal in it. You can see the shift boot plastic is ripped, and this is ripped here around the emergency brake. You got your heater controls, which the controls work. So overall, pretty clean. You can see the doors. We'll take pictures underneath the doors and stuff. You can see right around the edges, this isn't staying very good. You know, nice thing about bugs, if you want to replace that, you can. It's fairly easy and inexpensive. You can see the rubber actually looks pretty good, but you can see it has a little bit of age around here. But it is all complete. It's missing right here, but you know, it does go all the way around. More importantly, we're looking at the door jambs. Look actually really clean overall. A little chipping. You can see that little crack right here. But overall, they look nice. We'll look inside this door jamb. You know, actually really clean. You know, it hasn't been hit in here in this area. If you remember, I was talking, this fender had been hit over here and it did some damage in here, but the good thing is it didn't do any damage up in here, so it was probably a pretty light accident. But you know, like you probably already know that, you know, bugs doesn't take much to do a little bit. We'll just hop on the other side here real fast for you. Won't spend as much time on this side because I'm kind of showing you the same things, but overall looks good. Glove box looks good. You know, the horn does work. I'll show you that working. You have to have the key in it. You'll see a little crack on the steering wheel, a couple of them. You know, the glass all looks really good. Headliner, it's actually in pretty good shape overall. And I'm not 100% for sure, but most bugs I see usually have a little light right here, and I don't see one there. I don't know if they did it on both sides. If, you know, when they put the headliner in, they didn't replace that light. You know, but overall, the headliner looks good. I dropped my camera a second ago. That's why I had to split it. But you can see a little cut right there in the headliner, I just noticed. So, sun visors look nice. So we'll go ahead and show you some more stuff. Hey, I just wanted to show you underneath the back seat. You know, everything looks pretty good. It's not rusty. We'll put it on my lift so you can see it, but no rust in here. But mostly really important here, you can see the VIN number 115319620. That does match the tag underneath the hood. You can see it's got a 12-volt battery in it. So just wanted to show you that being a matching pan. You know, a lot of bugs don't have those anymore. They've, you know, they put a different body on a different pan. So hey, we'll take a look underneath the bonnet here, the deck lid. You know, overall nice Nice engine compartment. Everything's pretty much in order. We did put a new intake on it, the preheat. A lot of those get clogged up, so we put a new one on it. You can see here we put new tubes. It does have a new tune-up and everything. New fuel filter, new distributor cap, and everything. You can see it's got original air cleaner and everything, but things you can't see, we put new oil cooler seals on it. It is a 1500. If you look here, it says H5, and in 68 and 69, that was usually the code there, but it's got a low production number, so I'm probably thinking it's a 68 1500. Overall, everything's in pretty good order. Mechanically wise, we put new valve cover gaskets on it, and we did a valve adjustment on it as well. The transmission works good. We did put a new cable, accelerator cable, all the way through a new gas pedal. I had one of those roller things. I don't like those. But mechanically, pretty good. We'll go ahead and start it up. You can hear it run. Sounds nice. Go ahead and rev it up a little bit. I think overall it's pretty good shape. It's one you can actually drive around and enjoy. So we'll go ahead and show you some more stuff. Okay, we're going to take a look underneath the hood here. There's a little latch underneath, and just pull it up. Overall, everything's in pretty good order. We'll pull the tire out real fast here. You'll see the original VIN tag that matches underneath the hood. Hopefully you can see the numbers, but that does match. Right there it is. 115319620. The nose looks in pretty good shape. You can see here, looks pretty clean. You'll see a little tiny crinkle right there, but not real bad. Up here in the front of the nose, looks actually pretty clean. Usually these are butted in pretty bad. We'll go ahead and I guess I'll go ahead and hit my head on the hood. We'll go ahead and take this out real fast. Just slips out there. There we go. This is kind of neat. Underneath here, you'll see original chalk marks on the front of the pan here. 2.7. There's a little plastic tray here. I think this is supposed to be originally a cardboard piece. I just wanted to show you the back of the radio and the wiring. Pretty much looks like a bug, but everything looks in pretty good order. You can see the speaker here isn't attached all the way, but it does work. This inner apron looks really, really good. You can see it's got the original jack. This is the area I was talking about where there was some damage. You can see some little wormholes down there that I was talking about. But you can see they probably just took a light little hit up here, and they beat it back out. It's just an old repair, but obviously didn't really notice it when the tray was in there. So anyways, I just want to give you a look. I'll take a look underneath the hood. You can see a little damage that was previous on the hood here. That was a repair. So, but overall pretty clean. Little bug. One of the best things I like about it, structurally it's nice. It's not rusty. Yeah, it's just a great driver. Hey, thanks for cruising around with me in the little bug. brake work and stuff on it, put new tires on the front. You know, it seems to handle pretty good right now. We're cruising around right around 50 miles an hour. You can see on the odometer there, so under 50, but you know, it cruises fine at, you know, 55 miles an hour, which we're at now. So overall in pretty good shape. You know, and it drives nice and straight down the road. We'll go ahead and put the brakes on real fast. You can see it eventually stops pretty straight. Yeah, it pulled just a tiny bit, but it actually stops pretty straight. You know, we did renew the brakes on, so I need to have those adjusted a little bit. So anyways, we'll cruise around a little bit. It's got plenty of power. We've got a 1500 in it, so we'll see you in a bit. Hey, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the bug underneath. As you guys already know, I still will show you the still photos and everything, but I think it's important to have the vehicle up above here. I can point out different things and talk about it in general that, you know, the everyday guy might not notice in a picture or anything like that. Now, I mentioned before, it does have a couple little oil leaks going on. I'm not 100% for sure. It's like telling a Harley Davidson guy that his bike doesn't leak, but you know, a lot of Volkswagens leak in general, little drips. But we did just drive it around in that video, and it usually has 3 or 4 little spots here on the floor. You can see these here when I parked it in here. A couple little spots here on the floor. So you can see a little dampness up here on the engine in general. So it's just pretty typical stuff. You know, it's one of those things that you could replace some seals and stuff down the road, but we'll talk about it more in a minute. I usually start from the front to the back, so I'll go ahead and just roll you up here real fast. You know, underneath you can see some little dents here, but actually the nose looks pretty good on it. This beam was put in it before I got it. We did replace I think brake shoes on the back and the cylinders up front. Brake cylinders up front and shoes in the back. This already had good shoes. You can see the rubber lines look really good shape. I have a new Speedo cable in it, and I did put new shocks on it as well. The bushings all up here look good. You know, the rubber, you know, everything's pretty tight up front here. We'll just take a look at this side real fast. You hear all that noise, it's Stanley trying to chew Nolan's shoes off. So Stanley, stop. All right, so we'll just look across the floor here. You know, the floors look really, really nice. Very, very original. You know, they haven't been replaced or anything like that. You know, right here is where the battery tray is. It's got a matching pan. You can see back here. Looks good. Rocker area. Very, very nice. Nice condition. You can see here. Jack mounts look good. Stanley, stop that now. Gosh. Go here, new running boards. You can see here the rocker, very, very nice condition. When we put the rockers, these new running boards on, I should have took pictures. This was very, very nice. Back behind here, jack mount looks good. You know, a lot of times you'll get rust in those areas. I was going to show you that repair that was up here. You can see up there. This is that area right there on the cowl. This is where they beat it out a little bit here. Actually doesn't look so bad in here. When you open up the hood, you know, obviously it looked worse, but you can see here it's been beat out pretty good and nice. It was actually above the actual line right here, so you can just see it right up there at the top. But the rest of it looks in really good condition. We'll take a look at this side. You know, again, all that area looks really nice, and there's no rust in that area. We'll take a look back here. These heater tubes are actually incorrect. Someone put them on there. They actually should slip over the top here. These are tubes that you'd see back there on the back of the engine. So you can replace those easy, but the heater's working and everything, so we just left them there. You know, again, this isn't a restored bug or anything like that. It's just a really nice little driver. You can see some little dampness on the transmission. You know, the boots look good. They're not cracked or anything like that. Little seepage right there, but we went ahead and left them. You know, this is we put new brake shoes back here and just rebuilt the rear cylinders. Front ones were replaced, like I already mentioned. You can see here. You know, overall, structurally, the bug is pretty nice underneath here. You know, if you look up inside the fenders, if you look up inside, my camera's acting weird. If you look up inside the rear tub, actually really nice. You can see there's not any damage or anything on it overall. Go ahead and look at the tub on this side. You know, really, really clean, actually. So it's actually pretty impressive up above there. You can see around the tail. Looks good. You'll see a little paint chipping and stuff, but it looks nice. Let's take a look at the engine again. You can just see a little bit of drippage and stuff happening. So overall, hopefully that gives you a good look at the undercarriage of it. I will mention that we did change the valve cover gaskets on it, so maybe some of the leaking, a little bit, not all of it obviously, but was from valve cover gaskets, and we just hadn't cleaned it all off. But definitely there's some other leaking going on, and then we did a valve adjustment on it. So hopefully that gives you a good look in general. If you got any more questions, you know, just give me a jingle. Would love to help you. So, or you can make comments on BAT and we can answer there. So anyways, hope everyone has a good Christmas, and thanks for looking.